Hey everybody, welcome back. You are listening to Ultimate Affiliate Marketing. I am your host, as always. It's Paul Motley here, and it's Sunday. Oh my gosh, the end of the weekend. But is it the end? No, not quite. We've still got work to do. So think about it. Just want to take this moment here now. For those of people that have listened to the podcast before, you'll know that I record these whilst wandering around in my garage, mainly because it's the most quietest place around the house. I'm least likely to get disturbed, and to be honest with you, it's quite therapeutic wandering around talking, so it's cool. And if it's your first time, then I do these podcasts every day, so make sure you subscribe so you don't miss anything out, and go listen to the rest of them, because there's tons and tons of value and it's super awesome. Anyway, enough of the promo. So today, Sunday, yes, I wanted to go over a couple of things really. First off, you're getting ready for another week. So planning starts now. You've got to make sure you've got a plan for this week to move your business forward. And over the last few podcast episodes, I've talked about how the psychology of trying to build your business and trying to keep moving forward and all that good stuff, but also touching on a couple of experiments that I've been running using some Facebook ads. And in general, I don't recommend people start using paid traffic until they've reached at least $1,000 a month. And there are a whole ton of episodes to help you get there. So just make sure you go back and have a listen and start building your business from there. But I want to talk about how you can actually get some, I would say, reasonably quick money. And this comes from a position of literally doing it today. I decided that I was going to run this experiment. So what I did was I learnt a new skill, I implemented it, I've mastered it, and now I'm teaching it, right? And it's incredible because people want to know how you got successful, right? So if you have a level of success that people are looking for or striving towards, they are going to want to learn how to do it, right? So I made that decision. I originally wasn't going to be teaching this stuff, but I thought, you know what, it's too good to keep to myself. And this is the whole point of the podcast itself, that anything that I find that works exceptionally well and is super powerful, I'm going to share with you guys. So, this is how it works, right? And predominantly, only the people which actually listen to the podcast get to hear about this stuff. But again, I wanted to implement another strategy where you can actually start making yourself some money, just as creating almost like creating your own product, but also getting affiliate sales on the back end. So anybody that is saw my post on Facebook, I think it was yesterday, will understand exactly what I'm talking about. And in a nutshell, I ran an experiment using a specific type of Facebook ads. I've got some amazing results, and now I'm teaching people it, right? So I decided, okay, right, well, this is going to be kind of like I was split between two ways, really. I thought, should I run this live or should I do a record? And I thought, do you know what, if I do it live, that's going to take so much more planning, because you do need to be completely succinct on how you're doing it and everything else like that. And sometimes the dog might bark, my partner might come in, the kids might be running around, the phone might go, all this stuff can happen, right? And we've all seen that clip on the news when this guy's getting interviewed and he's at home and the kids come running in the background, and then the mother comes running in, dragging the screaming kids back out of the door, right? We've all seen that. Well, that's really what I was trying to avoid. But also the fact that if I started by doing a recording, then if I do it and afterwards I think, oh man, I forgot that, or I forgot this, then I can just shoot that and edit it back into the training itself. So that way I can make sure I don't leave anything out. So that's the route I've decided to do. But I posted on Facebook that I was going to run this training. I alluded to some of the results that I already got. And of course, a lot of people on my Facebook are affiliate marketers, and they know the lifeblood of an affiliate marketer is an asset, which is their email list. And I wanted to share with them how I was generating over 500 email leads a day using this strategy, right? So I thought, right, let's go into depth and let's spell it out. And we're not going to do the typical so-called guru thing where they go, okay, right, well, they pick some random niche which no one's interested in, and they don't really share everything. I'm literally going to go through, screen share exactly how I do it. I'm not talking about any smoke and mirrors stuff. This is going to be, right, this is how I created that. This is where I connected this to that. This is how I do this. Here's a share file for that. Here's a template for this. It's all going to be there together, right? And I thought, that's the most valuable way of delivering a training, because that way I'm not missing anything out. And no one can accuse me of fluff, right? Because we've all been on webinars before or paid trainings where, you get 25 minutes in and they're still talking about themselves, right? So I just thought, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to record it, do it as if I'm teaching somebody that, and it is literally like, I'm going to pretend that I'm on a Zoom call with someone and I'm going to almost do it for them. I'm going to pretend that I'm remotely accessing their computer and I'm doing it for them, step by step by step. That way there's nothing left out. It's completely transparent. And I just figured it's a better way of doing it. So back to the point, which was being able to get a quick injection of cash. So I made it a paid training. And the reason being is because I believe my time is valuable. I believe what I've got to share is valuable. And to be honest with you, it's super cheap as well. I've stuck a price tag of $97 on it. And I thought that is, pretty reachable for a lot of people. And for the results that I'm getting and the results that they can get as well, hugely valuable. Ultimately, if you're pricing something, you want to be able to deliver at least 10 times that in value. And I can already do that because when you actually think about it, and we talked about this a few times, if you're running Facebook ads, generally speaking, and you want to collect leads and all that good stuff, generally speaking, you're going to use a landing page. And that landing page will have a certain amount of people opt in, which we call a conversion rate. So if 40 people out of 100 go ahead and opt in, we call that a 40% opt-in rate. So on average, again, your figures might be different to mine. Someone else's figures might be there, whatever. Facebook ads have started to become more expensive. Whereas before we get traffic super cheap, now it's the competition's got more, so it does cost more, right? It's almost like an auction. You're bidding against other people advertising. So Facebook drive the costs up. So you could be looking anything between $1 and $2 per click. I'm not talking about per lead, per click, just for someone to click off Facebook to go and see your landing page. Now, if you're getting a 40%, and I say 40% because that's, again, kind of average and something you should try and reach to, a 40% opt-in rate, your actual lead cost is between $5 and $6. If I've done my maths right, should be right. Whereas what I'm doing at the moment is I'm getting leads for an average of about 10 cents. And I say average because I'm running two different ad sets, one to so-called top tier and one to the rest of the world, excluding that top tier. So I can have a look and see on average 10 cents. So you think about that. So even if before I was getting leads at $1. So yeah, sorry, the phone rang there. So if this doesn't make sense, then I apologize. So basically what I was saying was, even if I'm getting leads at $1, then it's 10 times cheaper straight off the bat. So if I was spending like $100, instead of just achieving 100 leads, I can get 1,000 leads, which is incredible, right? It's incredible. But I'm doing way better than that because the leads are, I would say, 50 to 60 times cheaper. Which means what? It means that if you are selling affiliate products on the back end, you only have to, you are already 50 to 60 times more effective on what you're doing. So yeah, that's what I figured. So I'm delivering 50 to 60 times the value, I would say, on what I'm already doing, or at least what I'm charging for this masterclass training. And oh gosh, should I let you know where it is and how you get to it? I guess I could leave it in the. I'm not going to leave this training open for very long. That's the whole point of it. I just didn't. It wasn't an aim for me to like try and earn myself shitloads of money just by selling this training. It was to open a few people's eyes and help them on a small time. Yeah, this is not my big thing. This is not an ongoing thing that I want to do. This might change, of course, but who knows? So for now, if you check the show notes, I'm going to include the link where you can go and get access to the training now. But like I said, if you go there and it's not live, that means that I've closed it down already, because I only wanted to teach a few people it. I might post up again next month maybe, but yeah, I don't know. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. So it's a decision. So there's your scarcity, if you like. That's what we always do. Scarcity and urgency. You must go now and get it, because it might not be available. And that's the truth. That's not fake scarcity. I actually generally haven't really planned on keeping this as an evergreen product or even live for very long. So I think even those that do go ahead and purchase, they might only have access to it for a few days, or at least the payment page will only be available for a few days, and then I can stick it into test mode, which means that no one can actually purchase it. And I'm hoping I'm not going to get angry people on Facebook saying, hey, I tried that link and it won't work, it won't let me pay for it. So there's your warning. Anyway, so I just want you to listen back to this podcast and listen to what I've done. I've learnt a skill, I've implemented it, I've mastered it, and now I'm teaching it. It's as simple as that, and you can inject some cash flow straight into your pocket by doing that, because people want to learn how you get your results. And you don't have to like spend hours and hours. This can be a masterclass. I mean, for me, this masterclass, I would say roughly between 90 minutes and 2 hours tops. That's all I really want to do. I might be able to squeeze it down to even 60 minutes if I press forward real quick, because it's not going to be aimed really at total beginners, because again, this podcast isn't aimed at total beginners, because I'm here to help people take the next step and push themselves even further. So, and you know, but there's a lot of stuff you can pick up if you are a total beginner and you're brand new. So go back and start at the beginning of this podcast, right, and listen to every episode, because you're going to get way more information than any book that you pick up in the last couple of years, right? And that's a bold statement, but seriously, there is a lot of information. If I had someone scripting this out, I would say so far the podcast is, make a book the size of the Lord of the Rings trilogy. That's what I'm thinking anyway. And there's hours and hours and hours and hours of massive value content on the podcast itself. And I'm not being big-headed or egotistical by saying that. It's just a pure fact. That's what I'm doing, because I'm doing this every day. We're like, I think it's like episode 133 or 134 or something like that. It's crazy, but that's what we're doing. But I do want you to go back, listen to this again, and think, right, how can I now implement that and get that cash injection for myself? And that might be future training as well. Maybe this could become a second case study to show people how to do it. All right, anyway, that's me done. I've got to prime myself up. I'm going to actually record the training first thing tomorrow morning, and it's going to be live. You will still be able to get access. If you go to the cart page, which will be in the show notes, you can get access now, and then the training will be live in a few hours because I'm uploading it. Right, so anyway, that's me done, and enjoy the rest of your Sunday, your weekend, and let's crush it, guys. Catch up with you tomorrow.